And good evening and welcome to our show tonight. We're talking about exploring Sandusky, Ohio. So that is tonight's show, exploring Sandusky, Ohio. As many of you know that I'm doing this tour, some of which I'm making appearances at where I can meet people and rail fan with them. And of course, I'm exploring the area as well. So this is a part of my Train Aficionado Buckeye-Bluegrass Express 2024 tour. This wasn't a railfan meetup trackside. This was a road trip that I did with Watson, which is right behind me, up to Sandusky, Ohio, which is right by Lake Erie. It's just right off of Lake Erie. And I was able to shoot some video, so we're going to see some video footage that I shot during the trip and also look at some of the photography. So typically these shows, when I do these particular shows, they're recorded, but I'm actually live tonight. So I'll be able to interact with you guys with any questions or comments towards the end of the presentation. So let's hop into the slide deck and kind of take a look at a couple of slides, and we'll watch the live video, the recorded video, I should say, and then we'll come back and take a look at some photos that I've taken when I was there. It was certainly a great weekend. This was something that I was trying to turn around relatively quickly. So I want to make sure I give you a reminder of the Bluegrass, of the Buckeye-Bluegrass Express Tour 2024. I will be at Hamilton, Ohio next month, May the 4th at Butler Street. If you're familiar with the area, that's right by the downtown. From 8 a.m. until noon, I will be there rail fanning. Come out and join me, watch some trains, take some photos, chat with me and other rail fans. It should be a great time. Always, Hamilton, Ohio is always a good spot. That's where a couple of lines intersect with each other, so hopefully we should be able to see some pretty decent action. So once again, that's Hamilton, Ohio, May the 4th, from 8 a.m. until noon. That's a part of our railfan gatherings for our Buckeye-Bluegrass Express 2024 tour. Also coming up in May, we have a really cool free scanner clinic. That's going to be Saturday, May the 11th from 3 to 5 at the Cincinnati Union Terminal. So it's going to be local right here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is a free clinic. We'll be talking about programming the 125 AT, the 160 and 260DN, programming it manually and through software using the Butel software. So this will be a great program. And then after the program, we're going to have a private event for Train Aficionado. So if you sign up for this event, you'll also get an invite to that event as well. So we're really excited about doing this with the Cincinnati Railroad Club, and that should be a great time. So make sure you, if you do sign up, make sure you bring your scanner with you. And if you have a laptop computer and you already own the Butel software that's associated with your radio, you can bring that as well. Should be a lot of fun. To sign up for the event, go to trainaficionado.com/events. And we're really excited about doing this as a clinic for rail fans for programming these popular scanners, the 125 AT, the 160, and the 260. Those are the two brand new models. So make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to Train Aficionado as well on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Since you're watching the presentation tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the channel, and then make sure you give us a thumbs up as well. We would greatly appreciate that to be able to help us grow the channel here. So Sandusky, Ohio, it's at milepost 241.6. The line that I railfan with the Chicago Line was otherwise originally known as the Lakeshore and Michigan Southern Railway, which was established in 1833, and some refer to it as the Lakeshore. In 1998, its ownership split in between Cleveland, Ohio, between CSX taking the tracks to the east and Norfolk Southern taking the tracks to the west. So when I was rail fanning out there, of course, I saw a ton of Norfolk Southern. So we're going to be able to take a look at some photographs of those locomotives as well that I've taken photos and video. So the Sandusky station is still operating. Amtrak has a couple of trains that stop there. The Sandusky station was originally built in 1892. And then there's also a railway express agency and baggage building that's right next to the building. It's currently all boarded up, but it is there. The building looks in great shape. The platform is there. You can see the Amtrak sign there and the Amtrak sign right above the platform that says Sandusky. Passenger service ended at this station in 1971 and then was reestablished in 1979 when Amtrak stopped there with its Lakeshore Limited service. The station served Amtrak's Capital Limited and Lakeshore Limited right now. So that's basically, you can pick up that train on that particular line. The station is registered on the National Registry of Historical Places, and that happened in 1975. Let's take a look at some video that I shot when I was at Sandusky right now. So let's sit back and watch some video. Sandusky, Ohio, a charming waterfront city on Lake Erie. The Norfolk Southern Chicago Line runs through the city, serving as a halfway point in between Cleveland and Toledo, Ohio. On the other side of the water is the Sandusky Dock Corp., owned by Norfolk Southern, where coal is transferred from trains to ships. This park also has a significant place in the Baltimore, Ohio railroad history. On Saturday morning, I headed towards the end of Huron Street, a dead-end road that offers an incredible view of the Norfolk Southern Double Diamond at CP 242. This is where the line intersects with the Norfolk Southern Sandusky District. Don't forget to bring your scanner along, because this is the perfect spot for catching those westbound trains approaching, especially with the defect detector just located east of this location at milepost 239.3. Before long, local rail fans Tony and Sean joined me, and they are quite familiar with this line and other ones in the area. They shared some interesting tidbits about this place. So far I've spotted some intermodal trains, but a lengthy westbound auto rack caught my attention. It had to slow down. It appears that it caught up to a red signal. While waiting for the signal to change, I witnessed two eastbounds zooming through the diamond. It seemed like the auto rack was going to be here for a while, so that was my cue to grab some lunch and maybe explore another location. After spending some time exploring Bellevue, Ohio, I returned to Huron Street to see what the late afternoon had in store. As I prepared my camera, I noticed an intermodal train entering the Sandusky District Yard.
You're okay, I'll when you can.
I was able to capture some shots of the train, and I also identified a different train known as number 26, as I was hearing on the scanner, led by Norfolk Southern locomotive 3303. The train was busy shunting back and forth on the eastbound lead to the Chicago line.
Jessica.
I'm here.
I got this. There's a C-72 downstairs. Using here, please.
Okay, she's getting in.
Jessica, what time do you get till?
6.
Okay. 6, about 20 more. Have a switch quick. 26, about 4. 26. Now it's to the car department. Just let me know as soon as your lock's off at George 12272 here. Over. 2610.
It looks like Norfolk Southern 3303 is going to be parked for a bit. So I'm going to grab some dinner and then make my way back to the hotel for the evening. And we're back live with you on this Wednesday night. That's some video that I shot in Sandusky, Ohio. A lot of fun. I would have been pretty much by myself all day, but I ended up meeting 2 rail fans out there, Tony and Sean. They hung out with me for quite a while in Sandusky at the end of Huron Street. And then later I met them over in Bellevue, Ohio, caught a whole bunch of trains, and that will be the next video that we'll do on the next show. So something to look forward to coming up next month, which will be the next Train Aficionado show will be on May the 1st. So we'll be showing off the video that I shot and some of the photos from when I was at Bellevue, Ohio. So now we'll go into some of the photos that I've shot. Thank you so much for, watching the video. Just so much fun being able to put together that video. I really actually enjoyed editing that. So let's take a look at some of the photos that I've taken. So we'll take a look at the Sandusky, Ohio station, which is right at milepost 241. A beautiful station, as you can see here. A transportation authority occupies a good portion of it, and then there is a small section of it that's used for the Amtrak lobby. The trains do travel through there in the middle of the night or early in the morning, so I wasn't able to get any photos or video of Amtrak rolling through. They, of course, weren't running extremely late in order for me to be able to get it during daylight service through this section. But this is one of the great photos that I was able to get. Let's take a look at some more. So this is at Huron Street, and this was one of the first trains that I got. I believe I got this on Friday, if I remember correctly. This was a one that was traveling west towards Chicago. making its way past me. They're actually replacing a lot of the railroad track ties, and you'll see a lot of those in the photographs there. Here is a eastbound, same location, a couple of auto racks, and then after that it was all intermodal containers just motoring right past me. And then that intermodal came into play here, and of course this was one of those, one of the two that sped by us, traveling east as that westbound was waiting on a signal. You can see signals on either end, but they're facing the opposite direction. So I wasn't able to see the signal, so I was kind of running blind through here, but I did have the scanner. Here's a photograph of that intermodal making its way over the diamond. All auto racks, all empty. And it was moving right along, and then it slowed down because of that signal. So a great location here. You can see the signals there. Of course, they're facing the opposite direction to where I'm at. You can see that it's a double diamond there. And then that track goes right across up to where they offload coal off the trains and onto ships, which you saw in the recorded video there. Here's a cool shot, and I think the video even had a cooler shot of some of the locomotives coming out of the yard here. You can see that I had an intermodal going into the yard, into the, down and in, which is really cool. So I was excited to be able to, get some photos. And even the weeds or whatever those are made really cool for taking photos there. Here's another shot of once that that train started to go down that east leg, doing its shunting back and forth, and then that intermodal started moving at the same time. And you see here, one train going in one direction and one train going in the other direction in the video. And I'm so amazed, that there is not a lot of room in between the two trains. And you can definitely see that when you're looking at the intermodals with being double stacked like they are right there. So that was a lot of fun being able to do that. This is a photo that I actually got on Friday night. So I went and scoped out all these locations to railfan on Friday night. And I was like, this is super cool. The sun is, of course, setting in the west. I had an intermodal on that track there, and then I had this westbound rolling. And what a beautiful shot. I was so thrilled to be able to get this shot. You can see it, the sun setting there, and of course you see all of the railroad ties that they're in the process of replacing. So this is probably one of my favorite shots from the whole entire weekend. And I was really excited to be able to go up there. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. I literally booked the hotel probably like Monday or Tuesday last week. And then I took a half day from work. And then Watson and I made a road trip up to Sandusky. I had to find a hotel that was dog-friendly. And, of course, thankfully it was cool enough for him to stay in the truck, or he would have not been able to go, because it's hard for me to shoot photos and shoot video with him, by my side. He's a little antsy, of course. But yeah, of course, he had a great time. There he is, Watson. He was sitting in the driver's seat in the truck, of course, watching me. So I saw him watching me, so I ended up taking a photograph of him looking over at me. But yeah, it was extremely windy. You probably could hear it in the video that it was quite windy. And that's why I had the volume down a little bit on the action, because it was just a lot of wind noise. So there's photos and video from my adventure up in Sandusky, Ohio. So, of course, it's the Train Aficionado Buckeye-Bluegrass Express 2024 tour. And this is our Exploring Sandusky. So Not next week, but the following week, we will explore Bellevue, Ohio, and we'll watch a video and take a look at some of the photos I've taken there. Now, we had quite a great time there. There was a lot of train action in a short period of time, and I was able to capture a lot of video there. Yes, I have a Garmin GPS in the truck. And the great thing about it, it shows the railroad tracks, so I always know where to find them. And I've had it for many years, and I have a lot of rail fanning locations favorited in the GPS. So what I'll do is I'll take a look at some of your comments and questions right now, and then we'll wrap it up with a couple of slides. Yeah, a lot of great trains, going through there. I see a lot of check-ins. Dale checking in. He saw Norfolk Southern and CSX Power on 2 different trains running on the Southern Line this morning. See a lot of my regulars out there. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the show. We really appreciate everyone that watches each and every week live. And don't forget those people that watch it after it's posted. We appreciate you as well. So if you want to put your name and whatever in the comments once this video is posted, where you're watching from, greatly appreciate that as well. But a really good time. I really had a lot of fun in Sandusky, Ohio. It certainly was a good time there. I don't see any questions other than the Garmin GPS questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a couple of slides. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments now. And then what we'll do is we'll answer a few questions and then we'll wrap it up for this evening. So let's go back to the slide deck and just give you a couple of reminders here. Oops. So make sure you join us if you're local to Ohio and you're near the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Come out to Hamilton, Ohio. We'll be there May the 4th. Railfan gathering from 8 a.m. until noon. Bring your camp chair, some snacks, a drink. Join us at Butler Street. If you're not familiar with the area, definitely visit trainaficionado.com/events, and you'll have a full detail of where that is and have a lot of fun there. So definitely join. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's listed on the website as well. And don't forget our free scanner clinic, which will be Saturday, May the 11th, which is National Train Day, which I'm really excited about that as well. So definitely mark that on your calendar and sign up. This is a sign up type of event. So you want to make sure you do that. trainaficionado.com/event. This is a free scanner clinic for rail fans, programming, scanners like the 125AT, the new radios, which is the Unit and Bearcat BCD 160 and 260DN, and of course, learning how to program it manually through the keypad and using, of course, software. In this case, Butel software. So lots of fun right there. So hopefully you're able to join us at the Cincinnati Union Terminal right down in downtown Cincinnati. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to our social media as well on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Train Aficionado across all the social media platforms. If you're watching this video right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate that as well. All right, let's go to a couple of your questions. So somebody asked, have you ever seen the power lines, the balls there? Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not too sure all the details on. I've seen them around railroad lines and of course around airports as well, and of course along going across the water as well. So I'm not too sure what that's all about. I'm not sure. Union Pacific's asking, have you done a train ID symbols to know the names of the freight trains like Danny Harmon? He knows the symbols. Yeah, so you need to be very, very familiar with the area. You need to, of course, know the daily trains and such. And the biggest thing to be able to get those symbols is listening on the scanner. A lot of times you can get the train symbols by that. This trip I was really focused on getting good video and great photos. So I really was listening to the scanner, but I wasn't jotting down the railroad symbols as I was hearing them. So you notice in the video, I didn't highlight, or mention, certain train symbols on there. When I'm shooting video and doing still photography, it's a lot. And then plus listening to the scanner. And then, of course, I've got Watson in the truck. I had to check on him too, so it's a lot to be able to deal with. Apparently, he needs to go out, and he's giving me the cue. Adam, hey, definitely you can watch the show in its entirety. It'll be posted right after this broadcast. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone that's joined tonight. Gary's mentioning that he's looking to get the 160DN for rail fanning. Yeah, it's basically the brother or sister model of the 125 AT with 1,000 channels and NXDN and DMR. For the train symbols. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's Go Rail Fanning is mentioning that. But yeah, I definitely, if I can be able to do that in upcoming videos, I'll try to be able to do that. But yeah, it's a one-man show with just me, so sometimes it's a little hard to be able to do the photography, the video, and everything else, so it can be a little challenging. But I'll definitely consider that for future videos. And I want to be able to record the video, record the scanner audio, incorporate it into the video like Danny does. But that's also going to involve some additional technology when I'm out in the field. So hopefully I'll be doing some more videos like this. Of course, they'll improve over time as I get more familiar with it. I mean, this is one of the first videos I've kind of done like this, the incorporating it into the live show. I think that's going to wrap it up for me this evening. I got Watson. He needs to go out for whatever reason. He's super antsy. So I'm going to have to bail out of this broadcast. But I thank you so much to everyone that's joined this evening. Hopefully you liked the live show combination video within the show. I'm planning on hopefully doing some more of that as well in the future. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to our social media as it shows on the screen. And make sure you share this with your rail fanning friends. They may be interested in some rail fanning locations. This gives you a little bit of a sample of what Sandusky, Ohio has to offer. I hope to do a blog entry or two about my trip in Sandusky. Bellevue will be coming up next. I plan on putting that together and producing that video for May the 1st. So it'll be a live show with the recorded video inside of it. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night, and thank you for joining me for Train Aficionado Live from our Cincinnati studios. I'm Jonathan Higgins. Have a great night.